This is gonna blow your mind. You need to watch this if you struggle with anxiety. We've all been there. It's 3 a.m. You're lying in bed, cozy, about to drift off. Suddenly, bam, your brain decides it's party time.
That's anxiety, folks. The roommate from hell who never pays rent, but still throws ragers in your head at the worst possible times. Ever wondered why you feel anxious even when things are going great? You're not alone.
This isn't about actual danger, like a bear chasing you. This is about the existential dread. The what's the point of it all? Feeling. And trust me, nobody rocks existential dread quite like 19th century Danish philosopher Soren Kierkegaard. Are you afraid to make the wrong choice in life? When did the memes start? We're getting there. But first, let's dive into the mind of Soren Kierkegaard. Kierkegaard is often considered the OG king of anxiety, and for good reason. His ideas, though conceived in the 19th century, are still incredibly relevant today. Even if he did dress like he was perpetually attending a funeral, his thoughts were anything but dead.
Kierkegaard argued that our anxiety stems from our freedom to choose. Think about it, we're not robots programmed to follow a predetermined path. We get to decide what we want for dinner, what career we want, and even who we want to spend our lives with. Or if we want to spend our lives alone, these choices are ours to make.
This freedom, as amazing as it sounds, is also terrifying. It's like standing at the edge of a cliff, staring into the abyss of infinite possibilities. You could jump and hope for the best, or you could stay put and wonder what if. That, my friends, is the dizziness of freedom. It's the weight of endless possibilities and the fear of making the wrong choice. Kierkegaard believed that this anxiety is a fundamental part of the human experience. It's what drives us to reflect, to grow, and ultimately, to live authentically. So while it might be scary, it's also what makes life truly meaningful. Kierkegaard saw this existential dread not as a curse, but as a superpower that propels us toward a more authentic existence.
Why are there not more people talking about the psychological impact of freedom? Let's break this down with a pop culture example, shall we? Because who doesn't love a good pop culture reference to make sense of life's complexities? Because nothing says existential crisis quite like a Taylor Swift song. Her lyrics often dive deep into the human psyche, exploring themes of love, loss, and self-discovery. Remember Blank Space? Taylor sings about being a nightmare dressed like a daydream. It's a perfect metaphor for the duality of freedom and the chaos it can bring.
That's the dizziness of freedom in action. The vast expanse of possibilities can be both thrilling and terrifying, but here's the thing. It's also what makes life exciting. The unpredictability, the potential for new experiences, it's what keeps us moving forward.
Think of it like this. You're holding a lottery ticket. Each choice you make is a chance to win or lose. But it's also what makes the possibility of winning so exhilarating. The highs wouldn't be as high without the potential for lows.
Are you afraid of your anxiety, but still want to harness its power? You need to watch this if you struggle with anxiety. Section 4. Anxiety, the ultimate hype man and worst enemy. Anxiety can be a real pain, creeping up at the worst times, making you doubt yourself and second-guess every move. It's like that one friend who always shows up uninvited to your party.
It keeps you up at night, makes you question every decision, and turns you into a professional overthinker. It's like having a relentless critic in your head, except this one doesn't even take coffee breaks.
But here's the twist. Anxiety can be your secret weapon. It can drive you to achieve greatness, pushing you to prepare and perform at your best. Think of it as your personal, albeit annoying, life coach.
Think of it as that friend who pushes you to do karaoke. It's the voice saying, "Hey, this is scary, but you've got this." And if you bomb, at least you'll have a funny story.
Chuckles. Anxiety makes you prepare, rehearse, and double-check. It's the reason you put in that extra effort. It's like having a personal assistant who's a bit too enthusiastic.
It's the driving force behind great accomplishments, even if it feels overwhelming. Anxiety is part of the journey, pushing you to be your best. Just remember, even superheroes have their off days. Are you tired of anxiety holding you back? Section 5, from zero to superhero, channeling your inner anxiety beast. So how do we go from letting anxiety control us to using it as a superpower?
It's all about reframing. Instead of viewing anxiety as the enemy, try seeing it as a quirky, albeit slightly neurotic sidekick.
When you feel that familiar wave of anxiety crashing over you, don't try to fight it. Acknowledge it. Say, "Hey anxiety, I see you there freaking out. I appreciate your concern, but I've got this."
Remember, anxiety is a part of you, but it doesn't define you. It's like that one weird uncle everyone has. You don't have to invite him to every party, but you can't deny he's family.
If you're a hot mess, then you need to embrace it. So, there you have it. Kierkegaard, Taylor Swift, and a whole lot of Spider-Man memes later, we've arrived at the grand conclusion. Anxiety is a part of the human experience.
It's messy, it's confusing, and it can make you want to crawl under a rock and never come out. But it's also what makes us human.
It's the driving force behind our creativity, our ambition, and our ability to connect with others who understand the struggle.
So the next time you're feeling anxious, don't beat yourself up about it. Embrace the chaos, embrace the uncertainty, embrace the hot mess that is you.
After all, in the words of the great philosopher Beyoncé, I woke up like this.
If you're someone who feels overwhelmed by chaos, then you need to learn how to embrace it. I don't think people understand the true power of vulnerability. It's often seen as a weakness, but in reality, it can be one of our greatest strengths. Vulnerability allows us to connect deeply with others, to be authentic, and to grow. Let's explore how embracing our vulnerabilities can transform our lives. Everybody is looking for peace in the present moment, but how do we truly find it? Let's explore how embracing the now can transform our lives. By understanding and accepting our existential dread, we can uncover a profound sense of tranquility. So take a deep breath, and let's find peace together.